Thou hast it now, King Cawdor Glamis, all as the weird women had promised, and I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there comes truth from it, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more. Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
We hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are, with most indissoluble tie, whoever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
I, my good lord.
I should have else desired your good advice, which hath you both grave and prosperous in this day's council. We'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night, for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when we shall have cause of state craving us to improve. I need a horse, adieu, until you return tonight. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my lord, our time calls upon us.
I wish you your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to your back. Go, farewell. Let every man be master of his time until 7 tonight. To make society sweeter the welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sir, a word with you. Attend this men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, that will escape.
Bring them before us.
To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares. To that dauntless temper of his mind he hath the wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren scepter in my grip. Thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind, for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them. And mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come faith into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there?
Go now to the door and wait until we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke last?
It was.
So please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you at our last conference, and passed in probation with you how you were born in hand, how crossed, the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else to half a soul into a notion crazed, might say, thus did Banquo?
You made it known to us.
I did so, and I went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you over the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
I am the cattle you go for men, as hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shafts, water rugs, and devils are all clept in the name of dog. But it is the value file which distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike. And so of men. Now if you have a station in the file, and not to the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I'll place that business in your bosom who takes your enemy off, grabs you to the heart and love of us, who, in his life wear our health but sickly, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets hath so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid of it.
You both know Banquo is your enemy?
True,
Dear my lord.
And so he is mine, in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrust against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my view, and bid my will a voce, yet I must not, for certain friends are both his and mine. His loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, whom I myself struck down. And thence it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking it from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform as you command us.
Though our
Your
lives...
spirit shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourself, acquaint you with the perfect spot of the time, the moment for it must be done tonight, something from the palace. And though I always thought I would require clearness. And with him, to leave no rubs nor blotches in the work, Fleance, his son, keeps his company, whose absence is no less material than his father's. Must meet the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll call upon you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you. Abide yourself within. It is concluded. Banquo, the soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.